You've been told to save your whole life. Save for a rainy day, save before you spend, save to get ahead. But what if I told you your saving obsession might actually be the reason you never get ahead? I know, it sounds crazy, but after 15 years working in accounting and finance and helping my friends and family with their money, I noticed the same pattern over and over again. Everyone thinks that stacking cash will keep them safe, but what they don't realize is that their money is quietly losing value. But here's the truth, it's not your fault, it's the system. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why your saving obsession is keeping you poor, how the rich avoid this trap, and what you can do to start protecting your money. So let's get into the first reason, the comfort trap. Let's be honest, saving feels good. You open your banking app, you see that balance, and you think, finally, I'm on the right track. It feels safe, it feels responsible, and it gives you control, especially when things feel uncertain and everything costs more. But here's the truth, that feeling is a trap. And I know you're probably thinking, yeah, but we need to have some money saved up for emergencies. And yes, that is true, but it should only be for actual emergencies to cover your living expenses if you were to lose your job, or for things like unexpected car repairs or medical expenses or even home repairs. So this fund should include things like your rent or mortgage payments, utilities, food, transport, any essential costs that you need to survive each month, times that by 3 to 6 months. That's your safety net, not your storage. And I often see people overestimate how much they need for this fund. And I did this myself. I had over £10,000 saved for my emergency fund, but when I stripped it back, I realised that I only needed half of that. The rest wasn't for emergencies, it was for comfort. After being stuck in debt for years and living paycheck to paycheck and even being made redundant a few times, I clung onto every pound because I told myself I don't ever want to feel broke again. But here's what no one tells you, that sense of safety is an illusion. Because while your savings are sitting still, the world around you is moving forward. And that's where inflation quietly seeps in and steals your money without you even noticing. So what's really going on here? Let's talk about the quiet thief that most people ignore, the inflation reality. So let me show you what this looks like in real life. Meet Selena. Back in 2020, she was earning £42,000, which was enough to pay her bills, save £500 a month, and still enjoy life. But fast forward to today, she needs to earn £53,000 a year just to have the same buying power. Her rent's gone up, utilities are more expensive, even groceries cost more. See the problem? Her income didn't change, but the world around her did. So even though Selena's doing everything right, she's budgeting, she's saving, she's being responsible, but her money just doesn't stretch like it used to. Inflation doesn't just raise prices, it quietly steals your progress. So that £6,000 she saved last year only buys £5,700 worth of goods. Inflation is like a slow leak in your savings. It's silent, it's steady, but by the time you notice what's happened, half of your progress has been erased. And the real trip is, wages aren't rising at the same pace. That's why the wealth gap keeps growing. So hardworking like Selena are falling behind even though they're doing everything right. And that's exactly how saving too much can keep you stuck, because the rich, they're playing by a completely different set of rules. And once you see how they think about money, you'll never see saving the same again. And we'll get into that next. Think like the rich. Here's the difference. Wealthy people understand that cash loses value, but assets grow. They don't hoard cash, they move it. They invest it in things that appreciate and can make them money while they sleep. Things like stocks, properties, businesses. So while inflation rises, their wealth rises too. While Selena's money quietly shrinks, Natalie does something different. She saves the same £6,000, but she invests it instead. Selena keeps hers in a savings account. A year later, it's worth £5,700. Natalie puts hers in an index fund at 8% return. A year later, it's worth £6,480. Same effort, same amount saved, completely different results. That's why saving alone can keep you stuck, because while you're playing defense, the rich are playing offense. And it's not about having thousands of pounds to invest, it's about understanding this. If your money isn't growing, it's shrinking. And that's exactly why saving alone isn't enough anymore. So let's talk about how you can protect your money and make it work for you. How to protect your money. So how can you actually protect your money and start building real wealth? It starts with knowing exactly where to put your money first. So let's get into the simple roadmap. Step 1, calculate your emergency fund. You want to keep it in a high yield interest savings account, ideally an account that's offering about 4%. That's probably about average right now. You can check websites like USwitch and Money Saving Expert to get the best prices. You want to make sure that this account is easy to access and doesn't have any restrictions or fees. Step 2, think about any short-term goals like saving for a property and put that in another high yield interest account. Just make sure it's separate from your emergency fund because you don't want to mix the two. Step 3, start investing even if it's small amounts, because £50 or £100 in an index fund quietly beats inflation in the background. If Selena had invested that 6k at an 8% return, she would have made £500 while she slept, protecting herself and building wealth. You can get started with index funds or ETFs because they're low cost, diversified, and perfect for beginners. You also want to use a tax advantage account, so that's a stocks and shares ISA if you're in the UK or a Roth IRA if you're in the US. Step 4, create extra income streams, whether that's a side hustle or something passive, because More income means more money to invest and protect yourself. Step 5, keep learning. Read books like The Psychology of Money, The Millionaire Next Door, because understanding exactly how money works is the first step to building real wealth. This is the exact system I use myself. It's simple, it's boring, but it works. Here's the thing, saving isn't bad. It's actually how I was able to stop living paycheck to paycheck and create financial independence. You just have to stop only saving. Because the people who get ahead don't just save money, they make it grow. So don't save harder, save smarter. I wish someone told me this when I first started saving, because saving felt safe, but it was keeping me stuck. You don't build wealth by playing it safe, you build it by making your money work for you. And if you want to learn more about how the wealthy think about money, check out my other video, How to Master the Money Mindset of the Rich. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more videos on money mindset and building wealth. And don't forget, stay rich in mindset and the money will follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.